this is Frank Furness, and we're in Iran at the moment. I'm so fortunate. I'm with some incredible speakers, and one of them is a really good friend of mine, Gary Bailey, and a lot of you watching will remember when he was playing for Manchester United, one of the best goalkeepers ever with Manchester United. Hey Gary, great to be with you.
Great to be here. If they remember me, they're certainly not under 30 or 40, that's for certain.
They're our age. Now Gary, you played for Manchester for many, many years, and you're now speaking on leadership. By the way, if anybody wants to get a leadership speaker anywhere in the world, Gary is one of the best, because what he talks about is what he learned from Sir Alex Ferguson and what it was like playing in a team. Gary, tell me, what was it like playing in an incredible team like Manchester United?
It's a magic brand. I mean, it's a wonderful, wonderful club to play for. But with Sir Alex, he was something very different. I was actually retiring when he joined, so I got a chance when I was injured to watch him, see how he interacted with the players. He has set a culture at that club that is all about hard work. It's all about working together in a team environment, and it's about disciplines and what have you. And what's amazing about Sir Alex is he can be tough one moment, and yet he's an incredibly kind, down-to-earth man. Probably one of the most, or the least egotistical men I've ever met. I saw him the morning after they won the treble in 1999. I mean, the treble, the English League, the Cup, European League. If I'd have even been partially involved in something like that, I would have taken the plaudits all day long. When I said to him, Alex, brilliant, stunning, you're one of the best coaches ever, he said to me, Gary, no. He says, it's not about me. He said, weren't those players wonderful last night? So he's really down to earth. It's never about him. It's always about his staff and his team. And yet at the same time, he's not a softie. He can make a tough decision and say, David Beckham is not working for this team. He's not putting the team first. I'm selling him. And it's that wonderful combination that makes him so special. Now, your talk on leadership and the lessons you've learned from him, and by the way, Gary's book is also going to be out soon on the lessons on leadership. What is the name of the book, Gary? It's still to be defined yet, so the book will be out at Christmas time, but it basically looks at all what has made Alex so successful over the 20-odd years. And something else amazing about Sir Alex is his ability to adapt, because when I first met him in 1986, he was like a typical English manager of that era. We didn't have freedom of contract, so if he said jump, you jumped. You couldn't go anywhere else, and he could dock you 2 weeks' wages, and we didn't earn huge money, so 2 weeks' wages was a lot of money. So it was a very authoritarian type of approach. But then in the early 90s, with freedom of contract and the Bosman ruling, players could now leave. They could just get up and say, I'm not happy, I'm leaving. So you had to try a different approach. And he felt that controlling the team as an individual, as an authority, wouldn't work. So he got players like Giggs and Scholes and Roy Keane and Gary Neville to do his controlling. So it was a peer group control, not an authority type control.
Right.
And that's how he changed. A lot of the managers of his era didn't change and disappeared. Then there was another time he had to adapt, was he started buying more and more foreign players in about 2003, 2004, and he couldn't communicate clearly with them. You know, Spaniards, Argentinians, Brazilians, Portuguese. So he hired Carlos Queiroz as his number 2. And Carlos speaks about 6 different languages.
Right.
So once again, he had a different approach. So he's been adaptable all the way along, which is why he's one of the few managers to have lasted over 20 years.
Now, Gary, people watching this, I'm sure there's many business leaders, managers over here. What 3 things do you think you took away that business leaders could use that you learned from Alex Ferguson?
Well, I would certainly start with this ability to be tough and to be humble side by side. Second thing, observation skills, which is part of emotional intelligence. He's very good at observing. He's not one of those who runs around doing all the time. He watches, he knows what his players are doing, he knows where they are, he knows how they're behaving, he knows if there's anything irrational, and he keeps control of it. We've mentioned him being able to adapt, which is the third one, and I'd add one more, and that is he plans long term. He's always planning for the future. You look at Man United's team over the years, it's always had a fair sprinkling of youngsters coming through on a constant basis. Arsenal, for example, have youngsters but don't win things. So Alex has youngsters and keeps winning. And Chelsea have much older players, and they're going to have to sell a lot and keep buying. So he's already thinking 3, 4, 5 years ahead at the same time as doing a great job in the present. Now, if you can do that as a leader, if you can put all those 4 things together, and none of them are rocket science, they're all very simple principles. The difficulty is doing them all and doing them every single day. And that's what Sir Alex does.
Oh, fantastic. Well, you've been watching my interview with Gary Bailey, the soccer legend. And Gary, if somebody wants to book you, find out a little bit more about you, what is your website?
GaryBaileySpeaks.com.
GaryBaileySpeaks.com. And by the way, why don't you take a look at some of my products, www.frankfurness.com. Download some of the free ebooks. And by the way, if you've enjoyed watching this video, please click the like and add a comment. Hey, thanks for watching, Gary. Thanks for your time.
Nice to chat to you, Frank.
Great.